This is lesson 111, and it's multiplying decimal numbers by 10, by 100, by 1,000, really multiplying any number. So they start off with the number 34, so that can be 34, it can be 3 10s and 4 1s, 3 times 10, 4 times 1. So place value is kind of important when we start multiplying by multiples of 10, 100, 1,000. So make sure you've got your place values down. If you need to brush up on that, then do that. We're going to work with the really easy ones so you know the ones place and the tens place right now, right? So if I multiply 34 times 10, that's telling me that I've got 34 groups of 10 each, and that's going to be 340, and you know that, right? So now I have 3 hundreds, 4 tens, and 0 ones. 3 hundreds, 4 tens, 0 ones, right? So they said they were talking about decimals. So I've got a decimal there. Is that 34.0 the same as 34? Yes. Remember that I can do that. I can add zeros on the end if I need to. So when I multiply by 10, you notice that 10 has 1 0. So 34 times 10, I'm going to move that decimal one place over to the right, and it becomes 340, doesn't it? I take that, move it over, so now it's 340, okay? So that's pretty easy. Again, this stuff you know, we're brushing up on this so we can get to a little bit harder stuff. If you multiply any number times 10, you're going to move your decimal one place to the right. If you multiply any number times 100, you're going to move your decimal 2 places to the right. 1,000, 3 places to the right. So let's check that out. I'm going to multiply 34 times 10 times 100 times 1,000. So there's 1 0, 2 zeros, 3 zeros, right? Okay, I'm going to add a decimal to each of those because I can do that. Add a 0. And I call this ocean wave math. I think Mrs. Snyder calls it butt cheek math, but whatever you want to call it. I think of calming ocean waves, and she thinks of jokes. 10 times 340. I'm going to move my decimal one place to the right. So now it's over here, equals 340. Okay. 2 places to the right. 1, 2. See why I say they look like ocean waves and she thinks butt cheeks? Over here, I've got an empty hole, so I'm going to fill that with a 0. And then times 1,000, I've got 1, 2, 3 zeros. So 1, 2, 3. Now my decimal's over here. Fill in those empty holes. And now I've got 34,000. That's pretty easy, isn't it? So however many zeros you have, that's how many places you move your decimal. So let's do the same thing here. I've got 2 zeros, right? Because I'm going to multiply 1.234, 1 and 234 tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So 1 and 234 thousandths times 100. Move that decimal 2 places to the right, right there. So now it's there. So now I have 123 and 4 tenths. And that's all this lesson is. It's easy. However many zeros you have, that's how many places you move your decimal. You move your decimal to the right because you're multiplying by 100. So you're saying you have more of something, so you want your answer to be bigger than your original number. So that's why your decimal goes to the right. If you divide, you go the other way. We're not there yet. So, good luck.